Good morning everybody. I am Dr. Nitin Joshi, Professor Neurology with teaching experience of 25 years, working as consultant neurosurgeon in Panvel for more than 30 years. Today we'll discuss the topic end-to-end urethroplasty for traumatic, that is localized stricture in bulbar urethra. Spinal with epidural anesthesia is given. Exaggerated lithotomy position is given with proper positioning of calf in boots of stirrups and avoiding internal rotation of legs to avoid injury to peroneal nerve. Before giving lithotomy position, crepe bandages are applied to lower legs to prevent deep vein thrombosis. Roller is kept at the level of lumbosacral region with head-low position to make perineum straight. Draping is done with the help of 4 towels with 4 stay sutures on cutting needle with linen. First stay suture is in midline proximal to anal orifice through long bedsheet, then 2 laterally through bedsheet and ischial tuberosities on either side. Fourth is through midline of scrotum to reflect scrotum on anterior abdominal wall. First step is retrograde cystoscopy, which is actually urethroscopy either by ureteroscope or smallest size, that is 17 French cystoscope, to evaluate distal urethra to identify the distal limit or the site of stricture and relationship of distal limit of stricture with respect to perineum, and also whether stricture is totally obliterative or some passage is present across the stricture. If presence of some passage across the stricture, then 1 French guide wire is passed across the stricture for through and through access. After urethroscopy, to stain pathological site with the help of 5cc syringe with adapter, undiluted methylene blue is injected through external urinary meatus, and 7 French infant feeding tube, which is pre-tied at level of corona, is tightened so that injected methylene blue will propel proximally into bladder. After 5 minutes, once methylene blue has propelled proximally into bladder, medium size simple rubber catheter is passed gently through external urinary meatus without any force. Excess force may result into tear in the urethra at the level of stricture. This simple rubber catheter will help to define corpus spongiosum and bulb of penis in better fashion. Now incision of adequate size is taken with 20 number blade in midline along mid-raffle plane of the perineum. If the incision is too large, then fitting of ring retractor in the incision will be difficult. In order to achieve mucosa to mucosa, tension-free, long oblique, overlapping anastomosis, dissection till perineal membrane is must. This is because bulb of penis is attached to perineal membrane. For this, incision should extend such that it is slightly proximal to anal orifice. Below skin is superficial fascia of perineum. It is consisting of 2 layers, of which superficial layer is fatty layer, while deep layer is membranous layer or collisus fascia. This membranous layer, that is collisus fascia in perineum, is continuous with Dartos fascia in scrotum, Buck's fascia in penis, Scarpa's fascia in anterior abdominal wall. So if there is rupture of bulbar urethra, extravasating urine will collect in superficial perineal pouch of perineum, scrotum, penis. Along with collisus fascia, extravasation will spread to Scarpa's fascia of anterior abdominal wall, and then along this Scarpa's fascia it may spread upward up to clavicle and floor of axilla, while down into only upper thigh where Scarpa's fascia is fused with deep fascia of thigh, that is fascia lata. This collisus fascia is superficial boundary of superficial perineal pouch. After skin incision, fatty layer is held with 2 Addison forceps and is cut with cautery. Then the membranous layer, that is collisus fascia, is also cut with cautery. Due to cutting of collisus fascia, contents of superficial perineal pouch are exposed, that is bulb of penis with bulbospongious muscle in center, and laterally 2 crura covered by ischiocavernosus muscles. Bulb of penis is actually over two corporal bodies and not in between the corporal bodies. This is also one of the reason of S shape or 5/8 circle shape or 1/2 circle shape of male urethra. Bulbospongiosus muscle is one which covers both bulb of penis proximally and corpus spongiosum distally. Before opening of the bulbospongiosus muscle in center, lateral dissection is done on either side of bulb so as to maintain integrity of muscle. After lateral dissection, ring retractor is applied. At scrotal level, there is less muscle of bulbospongiosus. So at scrotal level, the muscles will be in form of letter V. A long pointed artery forceps is passed between bulbospongiosus muscle and bulb of penis, and muscle is opened to expose bulb of penis. With the help of mixture, blunt dissection is done along parallel axis or long axis of bulb of penis. At one level, after deep dissection by going posterior to bulb of penis, any holding band which is holding the tissue is cut, then the bulb of penis can be hooked with the infant feeding tube. By giving traction with left index finger, bulb of penis is dissected, that is, with blunt tip scissors, bulb of penis is separated from underlying crura by cutting the holding bands. Proximally dissection is done up to the site of stricture. Ideally, the proximal dissection should be slightly beyond the level of stricture. The site of stricture is identified by fibrosis in operative site and also by passing simple rubber catheter which cannot be passed beyond the level of stricture. Circumferential mobilization of bulb is ideally carried proximally, slightly proximal to the stricture and distally at the level of pinoscrotal junction. This circumferential mobilization is possible due to elasticity of bulb of penis and bulbar urethra. If distal mobilization is done beyond the pinoscrotal junction, that is suspensory ligament of penis, then it will result into chordee. To identify the pinoscrotal junction, penis is stretched and the index finger of right hand is passed along the dorsal aspect of the bulbar urethra. Then the index finger should reach only up to the base of penis, that is pinoscrotal junction, and the right index finger should not be able to pass over penis or pendulous urethra. Exactly at the level of stricture, stay sutures are taken on ventral aspect, that is the side which is in front or facing, and with other colors, stay sutures are taken on the dorsal aspect. On the facing side, that is ventral aspect, that is side which is in front, is slightly having more vascular erectile spongy tissue. So if this spongy erectile tissue is cut, it will bleed. Through the once the simple rubber catheter is passed and the distal limit of stricture has been found, but if the suprapubic puncture has not been done, then the proximal limit of stricture may not be known. So once the distal limit is found, then the stricturotomy can be done by taking a vertical incision along the dorsal aspect of the urethra so as to find the lumen of the proximal healthy urethra, and the ventrally at the site of obliteration, urethra can be transected transversely. However, in presence of mature suprapubic catheter, Higru dilator can be passed through SPC tract or 17 French sheath can be passed through SPC tract to identify the proximal limit of stricture, and then the urethra can be transected exactly at the distal limit of stricture. When this is possible, then the distal urethra can be spatulated on the ventral aspect so that the spatulation on the proximal and distal urethra will be on the opposite walls. But when the suprapubic catheter is not in situ, so we don't know the proximal limit of the stricture, then in order to identify the proximal urethra, the stricturotomy is done on the dorsal aspect, and that stricturotomy itself acts as a spatulation. If the dissection has been carried out beyond the level of stricture, then there is possibility of preserving bulbar arteries. The bulbar arteries are two short, stout arteries which enter superficial perineal pouch from the deep perineal pouch by piercing perineal membrane. Since there is a risk of injury to bulbar arteries at the time of transaction of the bulb of penis with the bulbar urethra at the level of stricture, keep mop and long arteries ready so as to control the bleeding vessels. If the bleeding arteries start bleeding, then mop can be kept for some time for compression and then underrun the bleeding vessels after catching those by the long artery forceps. Complete excision of the stricture is essential. Presence of any residual stricture is one of the cause of recurrence of stricture urethra. For complete excision, urethra is evaluated for presence of any fibrotic, hard, non-supple tissue which is excised bit by bit, so as to ultimately get pink, soft, supple urethra in proximal urethra as well as distal part of urethra. Patency of both proximal and distal part of the urethra are confirmed by passing cystoscope. Any tension on urethra is another cause of recurrence of urethra, because any tension on the anastomosis means the compromise of the blood supply. So, in order to prevent tension on anastomosis, whatever mobilized distal urethra is brought towards the proximal urethra, confirm that there is no tension on anastomosis, and then the process of anastomosis is started. Proximal urethra is spatulated on the upper wall, that is dorsal aspect, for 1 to 1.5 cm. Due to stricturotomy, the distal urethra has been already spatulated again on the dorsal aspect. Now one will begin with end-to-end, mucosa to mucosa, tension-free, watertight anastomosis by 6 number 30 vicryl on round body. For taking sutures, orientation is done with respect to proximal urethra. At 12 o'clock of proximal urethra, which has been spatulated on the dorsal wall, first stitch is taken, which is outside in. The same suture, that is 30 vicryl, is now passed through the distal urethra, which will appear like 6 o'clock with reference to proximal urethra, which will be inside out, so that the knot will be outside. Now the second stitch is taken, which is on the right side of the 12 o'clock of proximal urethra, which is outside in, and the same 30 vicryl suture now taken into the distal urethra on the right side of 6 o'clock with reference to proximal. This will be inside out. Now the third stitch will be taken on the left hand side of 12 o'clock of proximal urethra, which is outside in, and the same suture of 30 vicryl will be passed inside out of the left hand side of 6 o'clock of the distal urethra, but 6 o'clock will be with reference to proximal urethra. These are the posterior stitches. Now the 3 anterior stitches. The fourth stitch is taken on the right hand side of 6 o'clock position of proximal urethra, which is initially outside in. Same is passed from inside out of right hand side of 12 o'clock position of distal urethra, which is this 12 o'clock position is with reference to proximal urethra. The fifth stitch is taken from left hand side of 6 o'clock of proximal urethra. The stitch is outside in. The same suture is passed inside out of left hand side of the distal urethra, but it will be 12 o'clock position with reference to proximal urethra. The last stitch is taken at 6 o'clock position of proximal urethra, which is outside in, and the same will be passed inside out of the distal urethra, which will be like 12 o'clock with reference to proximal urethra. After taking these 6 stitches, 14 French silicone catheter is passed after checking the patency of balloon. Now the 6 stitches are tied one after the another in the same order as they have been taken. While tying the stitches, assistant pushes distal urethra towards proximal so that one gets feeling of approximating. While tying, suture material is saved. After tying all sutures, they are rotated for confirming the watertight mucosa to mucosa anastomosis. If any gap is felt, these gaps are sutured with 3-0 Vicryl interrupter suture. After passing suture material, care is to be taken. While passing suture material, care is to be taken that accidentally needle does not injure the catheter shaft. This completes the first layer of anastomosis. Second layer of anastomosis is spongioplasty. Interrupted stitches are taken between the spongy tissue and serosa so as to relieve the tension on anastomosis. Tension relieving stitches are taken between the bulb of penis and cavernosa. Wash is given with betadine. Bulbospongious muscle is closed with interrupted stitches, and then suction drain number 12 French, 14 French or 16 French is inserted. Membranous layer and fatty layers are closed in layer. Skin is closed with 2,0-ethanol and compression dressing is given by elastoplast. Thank you very much.